between the second-seeded Middlesex Expos and the top-seeded Lexington Blue Sox will serve as the home team for tonight's game. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you please rise, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the flag out of right center field for the playing of our national anthem. I haven't changed any volume settings on my phone. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch it. Sorry. Now the words we've all been waiting for, let's play ball. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as a public service to all the fans in attendance tonight, we do ask that you please remain alert throughout the game and watch for any foul balls hit in your general vicinity.
From Morelli Field at Melrose High School in Melrose, Mass., this is the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
Expos leading off and playing center field, number 1, Idelson Taveras. Batting second and playing third base, number 4, Keller Peralta. Batting third and playing left field, number 42, Mike Galenkowitz. Batting cleanup and catching, number 44, Dionis Quezada. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 7, Leon Paulino. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 8, Ryan Cloutier. Batting seventh and playing first base, number 19, Mike Stellato. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 11, Michael Oliveira. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 3, Jose Paulino. We'll bring you the Blue Sox starting lineup after the conclusion of this half inning. On the mound for the Blue Sox, pitching to the Middlesex Expos lineup here in Game 1 will be number 38, Jake Vessling. Expos manager is Paul Randy.
And again, from Morelli Field at Melrose High School, Melrose, Mass., this is Game 1 of the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network between the Middlesex Expos and the Lexington Blue Sox. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. The Blue Sox and Expos meeting in the first repeat matchup in the... And by repeat, I mean meeting in back-to-back years when the Blue Sox and Watertown Reds met in the championship series 4 years ago. They had previously met in 2010, I think it was. But the Blue Sox aiming for their 7th consecutive Intercity League championship and 17th overall to extend their current Intercity League records. Expos making it to the championship series for the 2nd consecutive year in their 2nd year in the Intercity League. Lost to the Blue Sox last year in the finals. Of course, no championship series played in 2020. No Intercity League season at all played in 2020 because of the COVID pandemic. Starting line for the Middlesex Expos in the Road Grays, it will be Idelson Taveras leading off in center field, followed by Keller Peralta at third, Mike Galenkowitz in left, Dionis Quezada behind the plate, Leon Paulino is the DH, Ryan Cloutier is in right, Mike Stellato is at first, Michael Oliveira is at second, and rounding out the lineup is Jose Paulino at short. And they will be facing Blue Sox starting pitcher Jake Vessling on the mound, the Blue Sox in the blue jerseys with the red shoulders and the blue and red caps.
It's 86 degrees and muggy as we get ready for the first pitch of the 2022 ICL Championship Series, and leading off the Middlesex Expos at the top of the first inning, the center fielder, number 1, Idelson Taveras.
Taveras to lead things off against Vessling. And Vessling delivers the first pitch at 7:53, and it is in there for strike one, and we are underway. Taveras on the postseason, 4 for 9 with a double and 2 homers and 5 RBIs. Misses outside, does Vesling, and the count is 1-1. Also has stolen a base. Expos hit 5 home runs in the semifinals against the Chiefs. On the inside corner for strike 2, 1-2. Taveras with a team-high 1667 OPS in those first 3 games. He laces this one into right field, and that'll get down in front of Julian Alvarez for a leadoff base hit.
The third baseman, number 4, Kevler Peralta.
So Taveras ups his batting average to 500 on the postseason. And here's the third baseman, Kevler Peralta, 2 for 10, no extra base hits, but a run scored and a walk. And has also stolen a base. Josue Feliciano holding on Taveras at first. And the pitch is outside for ball 1. Clay Sell catching Jake Vesling right now. And we'll give you Vesling's stats in just a second. Vesling took the loss in Game 1 of the semifinals to the Melrose Americans, going 4 innings, allowing 12 hits, 5 earned runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. As that'll be a strike, and it'll be 1-1. Vesling in the regular season for the Blue Sox was 2-0 in 8 appearances with a 2.33 ERA in 30 innings. He allowed 23 hits, 12 runs, 10 of which were earned, walked 9, struck out 32, surrendered 1 home run, hit 3 batters, threw 3 wild pitches, and balked once as this is down the line and left and in for a base hit, backhanded down the line by the left fielder Mike Corey, and he gets it into third before Taveras can think about stretching it. But it is first and third, nobody out to begin the ball game for the Expos.
The left fielder, number 42, Mike Delankowitz.
So back-to-back singles by Taveras and Peralta. Here is Mike Delankowitz. Delankowitz is 2 for 6 with a run scored and 2 RBIs. Has also been hit by a pitch thus far in the postseason. And he'll swing and miss at a high fastball for strike 1. Vesling in the regular season against the Expos made 2 appearances and was 1-0 with a 2.80 ERA. That will just miss, and the count will even at 1. In 10 innings, surrendered 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 of which were earned, walked 4, struck out 10, and threw 1 wild pitch. 1-1 the count, and the pitch will just miss inside. And Delankowitz in the driver's seat at 2-1. Delankowitz will pop this one foul and out of play, and the count even at 2. Delankowitz in the regular season was a .391 hitter with 2 homers and 5 RBIs in 15 games. 15 with 1 RBI. Both his home runs in the regular season came against the Malden Mad Dogs. And a bluff back to second. Taveras dives back in. Nobody would have been there to really field the throw. Both the shortstop McCullough and the second baseman Little were way off the bag. So still 2-2 the count, still nobody out. And did I say, and it's first and second, not first and third, my mistake. And that'll be down and away, and the count will fill. The power hitting catcher, Dionis Cazada, on deck. Good speed on the bases, too. And the 3-2 Just barely got a piece of that pitch that was way down and away. Galenkowicz was fooled, and that would have been a huge strikeout for Vesling. Instead, we do it again at 3-2. Vesling comes set. And the 3-2 once again. And he fouled it off again. Up and away, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
The catcher, number 44, Dionis Quezada.
So 2 singles and a walk. Bases loaded, nobody out. Here is the catcher, Dionis Quezada. Quezada is 5 for 10 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs in this postseason, and he's going to add at least 1 RBI here, as in comes Taveras to score from third. Throw from left is offline, but everybody else goes station to station. 1-0, Expos on top, and still bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch swinging, in fact, for Quezada. So here's a designated hitter, Leon Paulino. 1 for 9 with 1 run scored and 1 RBI against the Chiefs, and that is swung on and missed for strike 1. That 1 hit for Paulino came in game 1 of the series against the Chiefs, a game the Expos lost. And that'll be outside. Someone getting loose already for the Blue Sox. Vesling delivers, and that nearly hit him. It's 2-1. In the regular season, Paulino, 269 with 4 homers, 4 doubles, and 14 RBIs. And he dribbles that one foul for strike 2. Against the Blue Sox, was 3 for 15, but did have 2 doubles and 4 ribbies, but also struck out 6 times. Interestingly enough, in addition to those 2 doubles and 4 RBIs, he had 3 sacrifice hits. Two and two the count, and it'll be fouled off again. Good to see Todd Bloniarz again. And Todd, you just mentioned, it was like similar to the start Vesling and the Blue Sox had against the Americans in game 1.
Well, in that one, Sam, though, he only gave up 2 hits to the first 2 batters, then retired the next 3.
Yeah, but this is going to be up the middle for a base hit. 1 run scores. It's bobbled in center field. Now they're going to try to hose him at third, and they didn't get him. 2 runs score, and it's 3-0. Matt Karras out to have a word. It's first and third. Still nobody out as Paulino picks up 2 ribbies. As Peralta and Galenkowicz score. Quezada is now at third. Blue Sox won the regular season series against the Expos 3-2. Can we see another 5-game? But will we see another 5-game fight between these two teams this year? Here's Ryan Cloutier, the Intercity League batting champ, who grounds his one to second, to the shortstop for one, on to first, a double play that gets the first 2 outs of the inning, but in to score from third is Quezada. Base is empty, 2 out, but now 4-0 Expos.
First baseman number 15, Mike Stellato.
Here is Mike Stellato at a fantastic Game 3 against the Chiefs in the semifinals. Had some fantastic plays defensively at first, and also cranked a home run. Strike 1 to Stellato. It's one thing to, have a rough start and then settle in, but Stellato comes up empty, strike 2. It's one thing to have a rough start and settle in, but can the Blue Sox offense respond? They're certainly capable of it. They fell behind Game 3, too, but ended up, but not by this much, certainly. That'll be a strikeout of Stellato, and the inning is over, but not before the Expos come up with 4 runs on 4 hits. And after half an inning is the Expos 4 and the Blue Sox nothing. This is the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
Lexington Blue Sox about to come up in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the batting order they'll have for game number 1. Leading off and playing center field, number 29, Dom Zaire. Batting second and playing first base, number 3, Josue Feliciano. Batting third and playing right field, number 24, Julian Alvarez. Batting cleanup, the designated hitter, number 20, Andrew Salima. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 14, Cam Meyer. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 25, Mike Corey. Batting seventh and catching, number 43, Clay Sowell. Batting eighth, the extra hitter, number 42, Matt Chattel. Batting ninth and playing shortstop, number 2, Jesse McCullough. And batting 10th, playing second base, number 40, Ernie Little. They will be facing the starting pitcher of the Middlesex Expos, number 26, Roland Mendez. The Blue Sox manager, Rick DeAngelis.
So, there's a little bit of ICL history and trivia for you. When the Expos and Blue Sox each lost Game 1 of their respective semifinal series, that was the first time that both the 1 and 2 seeds lost Game 1 of an Intercity League semifinal. And with the bottom of the first coming out, you might have heard it in the background from Todd, but here is the Blue Sox starting lineup. It'll be Dom Zaire leading it off in center, followed by Josue Feliciano at first, Julian Alvarez in right, Andrew Salima is the DH, Cam Myers at third, Mike Corey is in the left, Clay Sowell is behind the plate, Matt Chattel's the extra hitter, Jesse McCullough is at short, and Ernie Little rounds out the lineup at second. On the mound for the Expos, Roland Mendez making his first appearance of the postseason.
Leading off for the Lexington Blue Sox in the bottom of the first inning, the center fielder, number 29, Dom Zaire.
Dom Zaire will lead things off, and Zaire, well, his Blue Sox career got kickstarted in a big way in the Intercity League Championship Series a few years ago. Was named postseason MVP after taking over for Josue Feliciano in the lineup in the middle of the postseason after Sway got injured, and then ended up hitting the walk-off home run in Game 1 of the Championship Series. He hits this one into left field, and that will be caught by Galenkowitz for out number 1. And Zaire has been a regular, prominent contributor to the Blue Sox offense ever since.
The first baseman, number 3, Josue Feliciano.
So Zaire out on the F7, and here is Josue Feliciano, who also had a walk-off hit in the championship series for the Blue Sox, and it did not go nearly as far as Zaire's did a few years ago. This was back in 2015 in the epic Game 3 against the Chiefs, which ended with a walk-off suicide squeeze by Sway. This popped up behind the plate, and Quezada catches it, and Mendez means business. 2 quick outs.
The right fielder,
Alvarez to the plate. We'll give you, and Mendez, like I said, is making his first appearance of the postseason. In the regular season, I'll bring up his stats in just a second. In the regular season, played in 6 games, was 2-2 with a 2.53 ERA in 27 2/3 innings, allowed 29 hits, as this is a slow roller to third. Barehanded at third, the throw is offline into foul territory. Alvarez will hold it first, and the inning continues. 27 2/3 innings for Mendez in the regular season. 29 hits, 19 runs, 10 of which were earned. Walked 3 and struck out 36, including 10 in 4 innings against Malden on June 28th.
The designated hitter, number 20, Andrew Salima.
So that's going to be an infield single for Alvarez, and here is the designated hitter, Andrew Salima. And Mendez's only appearance against the Blue Sox this season on July 25th, he took the loss in 4 innings, allowed 8 hits, 7 runs, 5 of which are earned, fouled off, strike 1, no walks, 6 strikeouts. That'll just miss inside for ball 1, and Salima pulls even at 1-1. Salima in the American Series 4 for 9 with 2 ribbies. And he hits this one deep into right center field, and this is off the fence. This is going to be Salima's 4th double of the postseason. But Alvarez will hold at third. 4 of Salima's 5 hits this postseason have now been doubles. 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. And that'll bring up Cam Meyer, the third baseman.
The third baseman, number 14, Cam Meyer.
Meyer, 2 for 5. A double, a homer, and 4 RBIs with 3 walks and 3 runs in the American Series. And he'll take high for ball 1. So after Zaire and Feliciano were retired quickly, Alvarez with the infield single, Salima with the double. It's now 2nd and 3rd, 2 out. The Blue Sox looking to get something back. And that will be strike 1 on the outside corner. The other night I was watching a new video posted by Secret Base about that game back in 1989 when the Pirates scored 10 runs at the top of the first and ended up losing to the Phillies. That's 1-2. Bit of a smaller hill for the Blue Sox to climb here, but still a hill. Just outside 2-2. And that is one of only 2 times that Pirates game that in AL and NL history that a team scored 10 runs in the first inning and ended up losing. The other, unsurprisingly, was a Royals team in the mid-2000s. Because that's what the Royals did in that time of their history, right?
Yeah. Unlike the 70s and 80s when they had some powerhouse teams.
Or those 2 years they made it to the World Series and then were trash immediately after. Good Lord. All right. Full count, 2nd and 3rd. Mike Corey on deck. Mendez delivers. A swing and a miss. Mendez fired up. Allowed 2 back-to-back 2-out hits, but strands them both in scoring position, and after 1 complete, it is still the Expos 4 and the Blue Sox nothing. This is the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
In the bottom of the first inning, no runs on 2 hits. There were no Expos errors and 2 runners left on base. At the end of 1 complete here in Game 1 of the 2022 ICL Championship Series, it's Middlesex Expos 4, Lexington Blue Sox nothing. Scheduled to bat for the Expos at the top of the 2nd inning will be Michael Oliveira, Jose Paulino, and Idelson Tavares.
So a Blue Sox tried to respond.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the 8th year, the Intercity League is pleased table located at the main entrance to the ballpark. Suggested donation of $5, but again, any donations are welcome. And while you're at the table, you can also stop by and pick up game rosters that are available. That's, again, the table right in front of Morelli Field to the ICL.
You know, the Blue Sox wanted to respond. Looked like the first inning was going to go out with a whimper for the Blue Sox. And then Alvarez singled, Salima doubled, but Meyer unable to connect on a 3-2 pitch that probably would have been ball 4. It looked like a high fastball. And that is how the first inning ends. We go to the top of the second. It'll be
the Expos in the top of the second inning. The second baseman, number 11, Michael Oliveira.
It'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Michael Oliveira, Jose Paulino, and Idelson Taveras due up. Vesling back out there for his second inning of work, and he misses low for ball 1 to Oliveira. Looked to settle down after the double play in the strikeout to end the first. Let's see if he can keep that momentum going into the second. And Oliveira comes up empty. The count will be 1-1. Oliveira is 4 for 10, no extra base hits in the Chiefs series, but did score 2 runs, but struck out 3 times. And it'll be a check swing and a strike, and the count will be 1-2. 4-0 our score. Expos on top. And that'll be low, and the count will even at 2. The Blue Sox do love batting here at Morelli Field, especially in the postseason. They have hit 20 home runs in 24 postseason games at Morelli.
Not to mention they've won 18 of their 19 postseason games.
Won 18 of the last, and have won 18 of the last 19 postseason games in Morelli, as Todd just pointed out. The only loss coming to in that stretch coming to the Alabrandis 3 years ago in the championship series, which was the last time the Blue Sox lost a game in the Interstate League Championship Series. Here's a strong throw from third and a good pick at first by Sway. Meyer to Sway on the ground out, and there's 1 out.
The shortstop, number 3, Jose Paulino.
Jose Paulino to the plate. Number 9 hitter, the shortstop. 2 for 6 with 3 runs, a double, and 2 ribbies and 2 walks against the Chiefs, and he takes strike 1. And when you think about, like, after the Blue Sox, swept the Intercity League Championship Series 4 straight years, and then only lost 1 game to the Alabrandis in 2019, it's amazing to think that they could go on that dominant run after going to 5 games against the Chiefs from 2011. In 2009 and from 2011 to 2014. 1-1. True. Yeah, Morelli is a hitter's park, absolutely. But, as that'll be upstairs 2-1. I remember back in 2017. As the pitch from Vesling is grounded to the left side. Myers got it again. Spin throw. 2 down. And the lineup turns over for Idelson Taveras. Singled leading off the ballgame, then scored.
The center fielder, number 1, Idelson Taveras.
So I was talking to Danny Graham. Remember back in the 20s, at the end of the 20s, who was here tonight? Yeah, I saw Danny Graham here, as that's outside for ball 1. I was talking to Danny Graham, and he told me after the 2017 semifinals, as it'll be down away 2-0, he told me at the beginning of the season he had a premonition that year was going to be at least either the Blue Sox or the Chiefs not making it, or both maybe, not making it to the Intercity League Championship Series that year. And lo and behold, that was the case as the Chiefs were eliminated. The Blue Sox ended up playing the Reading Bulldogs that year. And this will be popped up, fouling out of play. 2 strikes. That's 1 and 2. Okay. All right. And since then, the Chiefs have not been back to the Interstate League Championship Series, but the Blue Sox keep rolling along. I tweeted out, it's like, Father Time is undefeated. Just behind him in the standings are the Blue Sox. The pitch is a check swing and a ball. Full count now. Let's go from 1 and 2 to 3 and 2. Kepler Peralta on deck. And this will be laced down the right field line, but foul and out of play. Payoff pitch. Ball 4. So the Expos get themselves a 2-out base runner. And that'll bring up Peralta.
The third baseman, number 4, Kepler Peralta.
And Rick D'Angelo's going out to the mound to have a word with the home plate umpire. And I'm not sure what they're directing at. Rick doesn't seem too upset. Just has a question about something, but they were pointing in the direction of second base or right field, but I'm not sure what happened. Nobody on the field who shouldn't be, certainly. Here's Peralta. He singled and scored last time. And he takes on the outside corner for strike 1. There are a couple times one of the last games I worked for the Blue Sox in the regular season is that's on the outside corner strike 2, where the same group of kids were yelled at by the players and the umpires to get out of the field of play on opposite sides on basically around both foul poles. The 0-2 runner takes off, and the pitch is to the right side, out of the reach of Feliciano. Throw to first, and he's out!
Wow.
The ground out goes 4-1. Great range by the second baseman, Little, and Vesling got a late break on it, and he still managed to get to first in time. Nothing comes out of the 2-out walk, and after a buck and a half, still 4-0 Expos. This is the Interstate League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. Well, the defense phenomenal after the first 5 batters reached for the Expos. The 4-6-3 double play, and then 2 strong throws from third to first, and then that play in the hole by Little.
While you're there, also make a donation to the ICL. All donations are welcome. Thank you.
But defense was of the games I worked at LHS in July. Defense was a little bit of a bugaboo for the Blue Sox at times, and it was hard when it was like, you know, the same tricky hops that were hurting the Blue Sox. Those would happen to the other team too, but they'd field them fine. It was, you know, sometimes the other team gets the breaks, but we'll see if playing on this field will help.
Leading off for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the second inning, the left fielder, number 25, Mike Corey.
I mean, Meyer and Chattel over at third base this year have both turned in some excellent defense. And we go to the bottom of the second, and here is Mike Corey to lead things off. And Corey with an excuse me swing foul for strike one. Corey 0 for 6 with one walk this postseason, and he grounds this one up the middle, and that will get through for his first Blue Sox postseason hit. So the Blue Sox get the leadoff man aboard for the first time tonight.
The catcher, number 43, Clay Sowell.
And here is Clay Sowell. Rick DeAngelis told us that the plan is to use basically the same lineup throughout the series, but Alex Wojcik will catch as well and bat in this slot in the order. But right now it's Sowell, and it'll be strike one. Sowell 0 for 2 in the series against the Americans. And a check swing, it's a strike, and the count will be 0-2. Sowell in the regular season was a .208 hitter with 1 double and 4 RBIs in 17 games. Also walked 5 times to turn a .208 batting average into a .375 on base percentage. And that'll be down and away. 1-2. Sowell against the Expos this season, in the regular season, was 1 for 5 in 3 games with a double, 2 RBIs, and also had a sac hit.
Also hit 404 with 6 home runs at Tufts this spring.
Runner takes off for second. The pitch is fouled off. Not sure if Corey would have had second stolen, but we will try it again. And it looks like Corey's getting a new, Sal's getting a new bat too. Sal had 6 home runs at Tufts this spring too. Todd telling me, and it doesn't like that one either.
1332 OPS.
1332 OPS, that's nice. And Sal's going all the way back to the dugout.
That was in 15 games.
Of course, the Andre Chiefs for many years played some of their home games at Tufts.
Could do so again with the renovations happening there. I think they're getting the lights too.
And this will be fouled off. I think actually probably the most iconic photo of Pete Frates was taken at Tufts, with the one of him leaning over the rail with a smile in this uniform that the Blue Sox are wearing. That was before, I believe that was during the 2009 championship series. But I do remember he was wearing this uniform, and it was at Tufts. Yep. And that'll be high for ball 2, 2-2.
Yeah, now they're doing big renovations at Huskins this summer.
Mm-hmm.
Put in a turf field, and I'm pretty sure they're putting in lights too.
Nice. So 2-2 the count. Blue Sox already with 3 hits, still no runs to show for it, and trailing 4-0. Runner takes off for second again, pitches up and in. Throw down to second is high, and it'll be a stolen base for Corey, and now a full count to Sowell. Corey did not have a stolen base in the series against the Americans. In fact, did not even attempt to steal in the regular season for the Blue Sox. So that is his first Blue Sox stolen base. And it puts him in scoring position with nobody out and a full count, but another swing and a miss on a full count as Mendez picks up his second strikeout, now one down, and here is Chattel.
The extra hitter, number 42, Matt Chattel.
Chattel, as he fouls this one off for strike one, in the American Series was 2 for 5 with a home run, 3 RBIs.
Yeah, 3-run homer came right here in game 2,
Yep.
second inning. Helps break that game open against the Mets. And we're up in the second inning now. Again.
Won't be a 3-run homer, though,
No.
as that'll be up and in to even the count at 1. So Corey, with his first Blue Sox stolen base, is in scoring position. And also, it should be noted, Mendez got Sowell on the same pitch he got Meyer, high fastball, out of the zone.
It's hard to lay off those high fastballs, though.
Yeah, but 3-2. Oof. A lot of room to right center. He's taken off for third. It's off of Mendez. And this is going to land for a base hit as the first baseman, Stellato, didn't get to it in time. And obviously, Mendez, after taking that basically off the foot, slow to get over to first. Nobody could get to first. So now first and third, one out.
The shortstop, number 2, Jesse McCullough.
So the Blue Sox with 2 runners on for the second straight inning. And here is Jesse McCullough, the shortstop. McCullough in the American Series was 1 for 6 with a run scored with that 1 hit and 1 run coming in game 2 here. And that'll be at the top of the zone for strike 1. McCullough in the regular tough one for the Blue Sox. And that'll be upstairs. Count is now 2-1, 2 outs and a runner at third. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. Mendez absolutely not phased. Mendez goes with a full windup, and it'll be up and in, and here we go again with a full count. First 2 strikeouts for Mendez came on full counts. And with a fastball high, well, the same thing happened here. Ernie Little on deck. And a swing and a miss. It wasn't a high fastball, but it was good enough to get strikeout number 3 for Mendez, and the Blue Sox leave a runner at third. So after 2 completes, still 4-0 Expos. This is the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
There were no Expos errors and 1 runner left on base. At the end of 2, we're in game 1. It's the Expos 4, the Blue Sox nothing. Scheduled to bat for the Expos in the top of the third inning. It'll be Mike Golankowicz, Giannis Pizzata, and Leon Paulino. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2022 ICL Championship Series is being streamed exclusively on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. Subscribe to the YouTube channel to watch each game as called by Sam Feely. Links to each broadcast are available on the Blue Sox Twitter page at @BlueSox_ICL for viewing live or on demand. You can also check out exclusive photos and video of the ICL Championship Series on Instagram at @BlueSox_ICL.
4 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left for the Expos. No runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left for the Blue Sox. Vesling settled down. He's retired 5 of the last 6 since giving up a single to Paulino that plated 2 runs. Give up a walk to Taveras with 2 out in the second.
Leading off for the Expos in the top of the 3rd inning, the left fielder number 42, Mike Galenkowitz.
Heart of the order due up for the Expos, Galenkowitz, Quezada, and Paulino. As Galenkowitz comes up empty. Galenkowitz walked and scored back in the first. And he'll foul this one off, 2 strikes. One and 2 the count. And the pitch. Pop up off the end of the bat into shallow left. And now it drops. McCullough and Corey were converging. And Galenkowitz reaches. So here's Dionis Quezada, drove in Taveras for the first Expos run after the bases were loaded and nobody out to start the first. And he will take on the outside corner for strike 1. So that is the 5th Expos hit tonight. All the Expos hits have been singles. The only extra base hit belongs to Andrew Salima, a double back in the first for the Blue Sox. Runner takes off. Pitch is fouled off, and the count will be 0-2. The Blue Sox have left 3 runners on base, all in scoring position through the first 2 innings. Vesling looks at first, comes set, and comes home with it. And this will be a grounder to short. Chance for redemption to second for 1. Double clutch, throw on to first in time for the double play. 6-4-3. A little bit of a hesitation on the return on the throw to first by Little, but the Blue Sox turned the 6-4-3 double play, and now 2 down.
Designated hitter number 7, Leon Paulino.
So the Blue Sox will end up not paying for letting that ball drop between McCullough and Corey, as this is bobbled at short, though, and McCullough's wild ride continues tonight. That is going to be an E6, though, as Paulino reaches. It should be an E6. All right, it is. So the first error of the game puts Paulino at first with 2 down. And Paulino reaches for the second time, singled his first time up. And here is Ryan Cloutier. Cloutier, in addition to being the ICL batting champ, is a good pitcher, mostly in relief for the Expos. Took the loss in Game 1 to the Chiefs and takes high for ball 1. Cloutier grounded into a 4-6-3 double play that plated the last Expos run of the first inning. The first of now 2 double plays turned by the Blue Sox infield. This will be grounded to short. McCullough's not going to take any chances and steps on second himself for the out that retires the side. And he has a chance to breathe now as the Blue Sox will come to bat as we go to the bottom of the third. And it's the Expos 4, Blue Sox nothing. This is the Interstate League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
Scheduled to bat for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Ernie Little, Dom Zaire, and Josue Feliciano.
Might not come as a surprise that Mendez is pitching as well as he is, considering that in addition to not pitching in the semifinals against the Chiefs, you know, that start I mentioned against the Blue Sox on the 25th when he took the loss, that was his last start of the season. So he hasn't pitched in exactly 2 weeks. First appearance in 2 weeks, 14 days ago. Now, Mendez has not pitched more than 5 innings in any game. And he started to show cracks in his last 2 starts.
Leading off for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the third inning, the second baseman, number 40, Ernie Little.
So Ernie Little, Dom Zaire, and Josue Feliciano due up here in the bottom of the third. His last 2 starts for Mendez were losses, as Little will try to bunt his way on, fielded at third, and bobbled by the third baseman, Peralta, and Little reaches. Little's got great speed. He definitely had a chance to beat that out with a clean, even if it was a clean throw. That's going to be a base hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a base hit for Ernie Fresh. And the leadoff man aboard for the second consecutive inning on, what is that, the 5th hit for the Blue Sox.
The center fielder, number 29, Dom Zaire.
So here comes Dom Zaire, and I mentioned, his breakout performance in the championship series 4 years ago. Well, he's having another phenomenal postseason this year. I didn't give you his stats because his first at-bat was so quick, but in the American Series was 5 for 8 with 2 doubles, a homer, 5 RBIs, and 3 runs. He takes a high strike 1 as he flew out to left his first time up in the bottom of the first. MVP for that series. Yeah, I remember. Ernie takes off for second, and that'll be fouled off for strike 2. Bruce Hack wondered where I got the Ernie Fresh nickname, by the way. Ernie Fresh is the name of the rapper who does the who does the lyrics on DJ Shadow's track, the Sideshow, on his album The Mountain Will Fall. It's a banger.
Maybe Little's a fan of that.
I have no idea but one way to find out. We can ask him after the game, I guess. 0-2 in the count, and Mendez delivers. And that'll be fouled the other way again. Good life on the fastball from Mendez, certainly. He got him a call with off speed, didn't he? For the last out of the second inning, because it wasn't a high fastball, that was for sure. But well, let's see if he goes to it again. Oh, he's got the first 3 Ks. Ernie takes off again, high throw down to second, safe. Second stolen base of the game for the Blue Sox. The count is 1-2. And again, the Blue Sox get a runner into scoring position. Sowell struck out after Corey stole his base. Can Zaire try to put this into play and at least get the runner over to third, if nothing else? Mendez comes set, and the pitch popped up, fouling out of play.
Looks like Dom reacted like he thought that was a really good pitch to hit.
So Little at second. A 1-2 count to Zaire. And the pitch. Up and in. Another high fastball. That was too far in for Zaire to be tempted. Zaire in the regular season was a .289 hitter with 2 doubles and 5 RBIs. Against the Expos, only played in 1 game and was 0 for 2, but with a run scored. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 4th strikeout coming again on the fastball for Mendez, 1 down.
The first baseman, number 3, Josue Feliciano.
So here's Josue Feliciano wearing Pete Frady's number 3 tonight. Popped up to the catcher, Cazada, his first time up, and takes inside for ball 1. Sway is 4 for 11, was 4 for 11 in the American Series with a double and 4 RBIs, and was 1 for 2 in stolen base attempts.
Big hitting star in the clinching game Friday.
And he'll foul that one off. 1-1.
Almost hit one out of center fields off the Blue Sox banner.
Sway in the clincher against the Americans on Friday was 2 for 4 with a double and 3 RBIs. Had a hit in each of the 3 games.
Each of those hits was on the first pitch he saw.
First pitch hits. All 4 of his hits? Huh?
No, just that last
Oh.
one. 2 hits he had.
Sway fouls another one. 1-2 the count. I would have liked to see Zaire try to come back and work a walk in that plate appearance, because then you put first and second, and then you have Sway, who you know loves bunting almost as much as anything else in the world, but has also, you know, been on fire this postseason. And he'll ground this one to the right side. It'll get the runner over. Throw to first. So Sway's retired 4-3. Little up to third with 2 down. And it'll be up to Jules.
The right fielder, number 24, Julian Alvarez.
Jules beat out an infield single with 2 outs in the first, but it ended up being stranded at third. Mendez looks to work with a full windup, it seems, even with the speedy Little at third. And a check swing and a strike. It's 0-1. During the Chiefs Expos series, the games here at Morelli, there were points. It was especially in Game 1 when it happened, as it swung on miss for strike 2. There were points when the runners on third, the Chiefs runners on third specifically, and I especially remember Teddy Juba trying this, but really dancing up and down the third base line to try and get the Expos pitchers to balk. And a swing and a miss. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Julian Alvarez for the 3rd consecutive inning. The Blue Sox strand a runner at third. And after 3, it is 4-0 Expos. This is Game 1 of the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
For the Blue Sox, in the bottom of the 3rd inning, no runs on 1 hit. There were no Expos errors and 1 runner left on base. Your full line score through 3 innings of play here in Game number 1 of the 2022 ICL Championship Series from Morelli Field. For the Middlesex Expos, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. And for the Lexington Blue Sox, no runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 4 runners left on base. Scheduled to bat for the Expos at the top of the 4th inning, it'll be Mike Stellato, Michael Oliveira, and Jose Paulino.
Both teams have 5 hits through the first 3 innings, but the Expos got 4 runs in the first, and the Blue Sox have stranded 4 runners through the first 3 innings, 3 of them at third. And that 4th runner they stranded was also in scoring position, Salima at second, after the 2-out double in the first. 4-5-0 for the Expos, 0-5-1 for the Blue Sox as we go to the top of the fourth. And the bottom three hitters in the lineup due up for the Expos: Stellato, Oliveira, and Jose Paulino.
Leading off with the Expos at the top of the fourth inning, the first baseman, number 15, Mike Stellato.
First baseman Mike Stellato will lead things off 0 for 1 with a strikeout. His strikeout ended that 4-run first. As that is outside for ball one. Jake Vessling back out there on the mound for inning number 4. He settled down fantastically since that 4-run outburst. This is fouled, and the count will be 1-1. Remember, it was like the first 5 batters reached for the Expos, and the first 4 scored. Vessling delivers, and it'll be fouled off for strike 2. And a called strike 3, and Vessling picks up his second strikeout. Both have been of Stellato. 1 down.
The second baseman, number 11, Michael Oliveira.
Second baseman Michael Oliveira due up. Ground out to third his first time up. First of 2 fantastic back-to-back plays at third by Meyer. As that'll be ball 1. That is just at the top of the strike zone for strike 1. Now, the Expos have had a base runner in every inning. So have the Blue Sox. But the Expos are the only ones who've brought any of them home. And it'll be on the outside corner, and the count will be 1-2. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Back-to-back backwards Ks for Vessling. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the fourth.
The shortstop, number 3, Jose Paulino.
So that'll bring up Jose Paulino. Ground out to third his first time up in the second for the second out of that inning. And Vessling winds and delivers. And this will be hit deep into center field. Back goes there. He leaps. It's gone. Oh. Zaire gave up his body to try and get that one. He did not. And it is a home run from the number 9 hitter, Paulino.
That is home run number 1 on the postseason for Jose Paulino of the Middlesex Expos.
That makes it 5-0. Oh, wow. Ooh. So Paulino picks up the solo shot. 5-0 or score.
The center fielder, number 1, Idelson Taveras.
And the lineup will turn over for Idelson Taveras. Singled and scored in the first, walked in the second. And a check swing, and he wins. That'll be strike 1 for Jose Paulino. That is his 3rd hit of the postseason, his 2nd extra base hit, and his 3rd RBI. Up and away for ball 1. Paulino did not have a home run in the regular season, as that is outside ball 2, and in fact only had 1 extra base hit in the regular season. A double against the Andre Chiefs all the way back on June 4th. The 2nd game of the season. 2-2. So he goes 2 months without an extra base hit, and now that's Oh, full count. And now has a double and a home run in his last 2 games. Full count. And this will be grounded to the right side. And the throw on a first in time for the out that retires the side. But the Expos extend the lead with a solo shot by Jose Paulino. And after 3.5, we're halfway home as the Expos 5 and the Blue Sox nothing. This is Game 1 of the Year League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
Errors and no runners left on base. Scheduled to bat for the Blue Sox at the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Andrew Salima, Cam Meyer, and Mike Corey. Again, a reminder, if you're looking for team rosters, they are available on the table right outside the entrance to the ballpark. While you're there, you make a donation to the Intercity League. They are taking up a collection there. Minimum donation of $5 is suggested, but any donations are welcome. Thank you. Leading off for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 4th inning, the designated hitter, number 20, Andrew Salima.
So Andrew Salima, Cam Meyer, and Mike Corey due up here in the bottom of the 4th. Roland Mendez back out there, and what a game he is having thus far. No runs allowed, scattered 5 hits, but has struck out 5 as well. Salima doubled with 2 outs in the first, but was stranded there. 0-1 the count to the Blue Sox DH as he fouls that one into the screen, and the count will be 0-2. Pop foul and out play again. Blue Sox swept the Expos in the championship series last year. Down and in, ball 1. The 5th time in the last 6 championship series that the Blue Sox won in a sweep. And a check swing, they'll appeal, and he went. So that is strike 3 for the first out, and that is strikeout number 6 for Mendez. Salima now 1 for 2.
The third baseman, number 14, Cam Meyer.
The only exception to that, as I mentioned, 2019. Brandy's got game 3 against the Blue Sox before the Blue Sox won game 4. 1-0 to Cam Meyer, who struck out to end the first, swinging, and that'll be strike 1, 1-1. Check swing at strike 2. And that'll be in there for strike 3 called. 2 up, 2 down, and that is the first called third strike for Mendez.
The left fielder, number 25, Mike Corey.
And it'll be up to Mike Corey to try and keep the line moving. Corey led off the second with a single and got his first Blue Sox stolen base, but ended up being stranded at third. Back in the second. Mendez rolling right now. Roland is rolling. 0-1. This will be pop foul to the left side, and the count will be 0-2. This will be fouled off again. Still 0-2. Good job by Corey to try and wear down Mendez a little bit. Outside. Finally a ball in this count, 1-2. Mendez wanted that so bad, and I don't blame him, but it's 2-2. That looked good. Now, if the Expos are going to hang on and win this game, after this pitch, and a swing and a miss, down goes Corey. Mendez strikes out the side. He's had 4 consecutive strikeouts, and now 8. This is the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
ICL Championship Series. It remains the Expos 5 and Blue Sox nothing. Scheduled to bat for the Expos in the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Kevlar Peralta, Mike Galankowitz, and Dionis Quezada. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time baseball game returns to St. Petersfield and Cambridge on Monday night, August 22nd at 7 o'clock. Once again, as always, members of the Intercity League will be on hand to not only give their support, but also to participate in this great event. Founded by veteran baseball scribe Steve Buckley back in 1994. For more information about this year's game, go to oldtimebaseball.com.
So, if the Expos hang on to win this game, it will mark the first time since 2016 that the Blue Sox lost the opening game of 2 playoff series in the same postseason. In 2016, they lost Game 1 of the first-round series to the Somerville Royals 7-2 before Drew Lienhoutz pitched a no-hitter in Game 2, and then the Blue Sox won Game 3 4-3. In the semifinals against Watertown, they lost to Watertown 4-1. And then won the next 3 by scores of 4-0, 3-2, and 8-4. And then went on to sweep the Chiefs. So that is the kind of history we're looking at as a fly out to left for out number 1 off the bat of Kevlar Peralta, who is now 1 for 3.
The left fielder, number 42, Mike Galankowitz.
just goes to show you how dominant the Blue Sox have been in this historic stretch. Here is Galenkowitz, who hits this one into right center. Back goes there, and it's another home run. The second home run of the ball game for the Expos, and it makes it 6-0.
That is home run number 1 of the postseason for Mike Galenkowitz of the Middlesex Expos.
And it looks like Rick DeAngelis is going to make a pitching change here as Galenkowitz picks up the home run. And that'll be his first home run of the postseason, and his 4th hit of the postseason is Galenkowitz, his first home run and 3rd RBI of the postseason. So we have a pitching change as we have 1 out in the top of the 5th. Giannis Quezada due up. Galenkowitz, by the way, in the regular season, 2 homers and 5 RBIs. And now it's 1 homer and 3 RBIs in the postseason. Neither of his home runs, remember, came against the Blue Sox in the regular season. They both came against Malden.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Lexington Blue Sox, number 31, Steve Bangs.
So Steve Bangs will have to play mop up, I guess. Here with 1 out in the top of the 5th. This is Bangs' first appearance of the postseason. As Vesling is now in line for his 2nd loss of the postseason as he goes 4 1/3 and allows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, 6 runs, all of which were earned, and struck out 1, 2, 3, and 2 walked 2. So in comes Bangs. Bangs made 7 appearances in the regular season and was 1-1 with a 2.39 ERA in 14 2/3 innings, allowed 15 hits, 7 runs, 5 of which were earned, walked 11, struck out 17, hit 2 batters, and threw 7 wild pitches.
The catcher, number 44, Giannis Quezada.
3 of those wild pitches, by the way, came against the Reading Bulldogs in his last appearance of the season on July 28th, in which he went 4 innings and got the win, allowing 4 hits, 1 run, but walking 3 and striking out 5. 1-0 the count to Quezada, who's 1 for 2 with a single. That drove in Tavares and a 6-4-3 double play. 2-0 the count. Bangs did not face the Expos in the regular season. They'll be fouled off, and Bangs back in the count at 2-1. Bangs made 3 appearances against Malden, 2 against Andre, and 1 against Reading. 2 against Reading, rather, and one of those appearances was his win. This will be dribbled to the pitcher Bangs. He'll underhand to first. 2 down, and now Quezada is 1 for 3.
Designated hitter, number 7, Leon Paulino.
So here's Leon Paulino at a 2-run single in the first, and then reached on an error in the third. Strike 1. Ball one, rather. Sorry. Fouled off. That will be strike one. Will be grounded to the right side, fielded at second. Little will fire onto first. And the side is retired, but the Expos tack one more on with the solo home run by Mike Galenkowitz. And after 4.5, 6-0 Expos. This is the Interstate League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
They score 1 run on 1 hit, but there were no Blue Sox errors and no runners left on base. Scheduled to bat for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Clay Sowell, Matt Chattel, and Jesse McCullough. And since it is the middle of the 5th inning of a 7-inning game, that makes it stretch time here at Morelli Field.
No?
That's not taking me out to the ball game.
Nothing's playing, it looks like.
That's
All right. Anyways.
good old YouTube. Unreliable as always.
Do you have Amazon Music or Spotify or anything?
Hmm?
Do you have Amazon Music or Spotify or anything?
No.
All right.
I'm not used to playing music over the phone. Leading off for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 5th inning, catcher number 43, Clay Sowell.
So Clay Sowell will lead things off here in the bottom of the 5th for the Blue Sox. Sowell, Chattel, and McCullough due up. Roland Mendez rolling right along with 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. And here is Sowell, who has one of those Ks. And he will foul that one off for strike one. So, in addition to 2016 being the last time the Blue Sox lost 2 game ones in the same postseason, if this score holds, as that's on the outside corner for strike 2, if this score holds, the Expos going to win this game, it will mark the first time that the Blue Sox lost game 1 of the championship series since the last time they lost the championship series, which was 2014. Game 1 against the Andre Chiefs of that series was also the first time that the Interstate League Championship Series was held exclusively at Morelli, and that was when the Chiefs beat the Blue Sox 6-0. And down on strikes goes Sowell for the second time. Strikeout number 9 for Mendez.
The extra hitter, number 42, Matt Chattel.
So here is Matt Chattel. Single, but was picked off at first by the catcher, Cazada, back in the second. And I'll be on the outside corner for strike 1. And the starter for game 1 of that series, well, if you think Intercity League and you think strikeouts, there's one guy you got to think of, Jared Frenny. I know, right? I mean, I don't think Frenny ever struck out 20 in a game like Evan Walsh did a couple years ago, but Walsh was on the mound for the Chiefs in the series against the Expos, as that will miss.
Think about it, too. I mean, Blue Sox have won, they're 18-1 in the last 6 years in the ICL finals.
Mm-hmm. for a ball. Frenny, by the way, in that game, the 6-0 win for the Chiefs in Game 1 in 2014. Complete game shutout, 6 hits, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts. It'll be fouled off. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. There is strikeout number 10. 6 straight, in fact, for Mendez. We're going to have a pinch hitter. It's going to be Alex Wojtek. Yes.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for Jesse McCullough, number 8, Alex Wojtek.
So Alex Wojtek will try to inject some life into this Blue Sox offense. Down 6 here in the bottom of the 5th, but comes up empty for strike 1. In the top of the 6th, the Expos will have Ryan Cloutier, Mike Stellato, and Michael Oliveira due up. Mendez delivers. Foul tipped into the mitt. Strike 2. Do I hear number 7? Foul straight back. Wojtek stays alive. Up and away. 1-2. Not only Mendez has retired 6, has set down 6 straight by way of the K, he's retired 8 in a row overall, set with the first of that streak also being a strikeout. So 7 of the last 8 in a row retired, 7 of those 8 by way of the K. 1-2 the count to Wojtek. And he'll pop this one up. Just fouling one off seems like a victory right now against Mendez. And remember, it's probably Zach Kirby tomorrow for the Expos. So Blue Sox bats have to wake up fast. 1-2. And Wojtek lays this one down the left field line. That is a fair ball. Big way to break up the streak. Bobbled in the left field corner. Wojtek's on his way to second, and he will get there standing with a double. So Alex Wojtek breaks up the 6 straight strikeout string and 8 straight batters retired string for Mendez with a 2-out double. And it looks like Wojtek's going to be pinch ran for, and that is going to be Jesnel Soto.
Your attention, please. Pinch running at second base for Alex Wojtek, number 10, Jesnel Soto.
So it looks like Soto. I'm guessing Soto.
For the Blue Sox, the second baseman, number 40, Ernie Little.
I guess Soto would go was going to go into the field at short anyway if Wojtek had been retired. But here is Ernie Little, and he'll ground this one to the right side, fielded at second, and nothing comes of Wojtek's 2-out double as the side is retired. And after 5 complete, 6-0 Expos, this is Game 1 of the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
For the Blue Sox, in the bottom of the 5th inning, no runs on 1 hit, no Expos errors, and 1 runner left on base. The line score through 5 complete innings 2022 ICL Championship Series from Morelli Field. For the Middlesex Expos, 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. For the Lexington Blue Sox, no runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 5 runners left on base. Scheduled to bat for the Expos in the top of the 6th inning, it'll be Ryan Cloutier, Mike Stellato, and Michael Oliveira. Still bangs out there, right? Looks like it. Oh, and then the one change would be Vengeance changes for the Blue Sox heading into the 6th inning. Now playing shortstop after entering the game as a pinch runner, number 10, Jesnel Soto. Not sure if there's anybody else out there. Doesn't look like it. Leading off for the Expos in the top of the 6th inning, the right fielder, number 8, Ryan Cloutier.
So Ryan Cloutier to lead things off here in the top of the 6th, to be followed by Mike Stellato and Michael Oliveira. Just going back on that 2014 Game 1 between the Blue Sox and the Chiefs, as Bangs is out there, and he nearly banged Cloutier with the pitch. It'll be a ball. Be foul the other way, and the count will be 1-1.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right, appreciate the heads up. Thank you.
Another change.
Mendez is finished for the night. Shaw's going to go in and pitch for the Expos next.
So Roland Mendez, his night is done for 5 innings, and that'll be down and away. 2-1 the count.
No, no. Let us know that Mendez is done for the night. And Shaw's going to pitch next. The Expos. In case they want to save him. Save the pitches for later in the season.
3-1 the count. It sounds like Dan Shaw is going to be the new pitcher for the Expos next inning. Be laced right to Sway at first for out number 1. So Cloutier now 0 for 3.
The first baseman, number 15, Mike Stellato.
And that'll bring up Stellato, who is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strike 1. Delivered to Oliveira, and that'll be, Stellato, and that'll be ball 1. And but as I was saying, going back on that Game 1 2014, the Chiefs were the home team, though. They were the higher seed that year. 2-1. And it was 2-0 going into the bottom of the 6th, and then the Chiefs explode for 4 more runs to put the game out of reach, and charging the loss to Jimmy Hill as is into left field and caught on the run by Corey for out number 2.
The second baseman, number 11, Michael Oliveira.
So here is Oliveira, 0 for 2 with a ground out to third and a strikeout looking. And Bangs nearly did it again. Ball 1. In the bottom of the 6th, the Blue Sox will have the top 3 hitters in the lineup due up: Zaire, Feliciano, and Alvarez. And a foul off will even the count at 1. 1-2 the count. Bangs, winds, and delivers. And he hit him with 2 strikes to keep the inning moving. First hit batsman of the game.
The shortstop, number 3, Jose Paulino.
And here's Jose Paulino, who stunned, I would imagine, Vesling, who had been cruising out, and had settled down really on the mound, and then hit a solo home run with 2 outs in the 4th. And he takes up and away for ball 1. On the outside corner, 1-1. It'll be popped up at a center field. Zaire will make the catch. And the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-0 Expos. This is game 1 of the Intercity League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
6th inning, no runs, no hits, no Blue Sox errors, and 1 runner left on base. Scheduled to bat for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Dom Zaire, Josue Feliciano, and Julian Alvarez.
So the new pitcher for the Expos will be Dan Shaw.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Middlesex Expos, number 30, Dan Shaw.
And Mendez in line for the win after 5 shutout innings, scattering 6 hits and striking out 11 with no walks. Retired 8 straight at one point, with 7 of them by way of the K and 6 of those consecutively. Shaw takes over, pitched 1 inning in the Chiefs series. That was in game 2, which was an Expos win. Allowed 2 hits and no runs with no walks and striking out 1. Regular season did not face the Blue Sox. Only pitched 3 games between July 13th and July 24th. 2-0 with a 3 ERA and 11 2/3 innings on 17 hits, 5 earned runs, walked 4, struck out 9. You know, looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Dom Zaire.
Attention, please. Leading off for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 6th inning, pitching for Dom Zaire, number 22, John Fritz.
So John Fritz will pinch hit for Dom Zaire to lead off the bottom of the 6th and foul it off for strike 1. Fritz, by the way, bats right-handed, throws left-handed. A little bit of Ricky Henderson syndrome. Shaw, by the way, has pitched in the Intercity League before. Back in 2016, he had a stint with the Arlington Trojans. Did pitch for the Expos in the Intercity League last year, but has pitched for the Merrimack Valley Expos of the CABL this year, in addition to with the Middlesex Expos. 1-2 the count to Fritz, who was 2 for 3 in his lone game in the American Series and grounds out here 6-3 to lead off the bottom of the 6th.
first baseman, number 3, Josue Feliciano.
Josue Feliciano up to the plate, 0 for 2 with a pop-up to the catcher and a ground out to second. Solid breaking ball there. The count will be 1-1. Shaw last year in the regular season made one appearance against the Blue Sox, took the loss. As this is up the middle, and Sway nearly decapitated Shaw and gets a base hit, his first hit of the ball game.
Your right fielder, number 24, Julian Alvarez.
So here's Julian Alvarez. 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. So, again, Shaw in the regular season last year, his only appearance against the Blue Sox came on July 14th, 2021. That is grounded to the left side, and it takes a hop over the third baseman's glove into left field. Shaw was 0 for, took the loss, went 5 innings, allowing 6 hits, 7 runs, only 2 of which were earned with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts.
The designated hitter, number 20, Andrew Salima.
So Alvarez picks up his second base hit. And here's Salima. 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. Shaw did not face the Blue Sox in the championship series last year, as that's outside for a ball. A swing and a miss by Salima, and the count will be 1-1. That'll just miss inside. Ball 2. Salima this year against the Expos, as he comes up empty, 2 strikes, was 2 for 15 in 5 games with 2 RBIs and 2 runs and 6 strikeouts. Did have his only steal of the year against the Expos, however. And a swing, and he fouled it off. Was fooled again, but somehow managed to get wood on it to keep the at-bat going. Feliciano at second, Alvarez at first. And the pitch, up the middle. Scooped up by the shortstop, flip to second for 1, on to first, a double play. And the Blue Sox, once again, come up empty with 2 runners on. We are through 6, and it is still 6-0 Expos. This is the Interstate League Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
For the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 6th inning, no runs on 2 hits. There were no Expos errors and 1 runner left on base. At the end of 6, it is the Expos 6 and the Blue Sox nothing. Scheduled bat for the Expos in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be Adelson Taveras, Kepler Peralta, and Mike Kalankowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we want to take this opportunity to thank all the staff here at Morelli Field for hosting this year's ICL Championship Series. This is the 8th straight time that the ICL Finals have taken place here at Morelli Field. ICL Championship Series will be coming up tomorrow night. First pitch, once again, 7:45, right here at Morelli. And for all the latest information on this championship series, you can visit ICL Baseball at intercityleaguebaseball.com, on the Facebook page for ICL, and on Twitter the handle is at ICL Baseball. Is this still, that's not, that's not Bangs anymore, is it? That looks like another pitcher. But it did look like Aiden Freeberg, I thought so. Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Lexington Blue Sox, number 19, Aiden Freeberg. Find out if there's any other defensive changes. Oh, probably John Fritz, right?
So we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Blue Sox, and it's going to be Aiden Freeberg. And we'll get some other changes.
Change for the Blue Sox as we head to the top of the 7th inning, staying in the game after pinch hitting, now playing center field, number 22, John Fritz. Are there other defensive changes?
You got everything right. Oh yeah, Pete John is now in left field.
Oh. One other defensive change, now playing left field, number 33, Pete John. So with that, and, thank you.
So we go to the top of the 7th. Tavares due up against Freeberg. And that is outside for ball 1.
Leading off the Expos in the top of the 7th inning, the center fielder, number 1, Idelson Tavares.
Tavares 1 for 2 with a single run. And Galenkowitz, the top 3 hitters in the order, due up here for the Expos against Aiden Freeberg. And that almost hit him. 3-0 the count. Freeberg making his first appearance of the postseason. And he'll be on the outside corner for strike 1. Freeberg in the regular season made 3 appearances, was 1-0 with a 3.50 ERA in 4 innings of work, allowed 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Is down the right field line, but that is a foul ball. And it looked pretty well foul from here. I don't know what the Expos dugout is complaining about, but
Wasn't that win by Freeberg earlier this year, his first in like 6 years?
yeah, I'll pull up the stat sheet for just a second, but yeah, Freeberg's win was his first ICL win since 2016. He's a former ICL Rookie Pitcher of the Year. That was back in 2014. Made his first appearance in 5 years last year.
How did he come back together?
And the 3-2 pitch. And a grounder to the right side. Fielded at second. Throw on to Sway. 1 down here in the top of the 7th. As Tavares grounds out to second for the second consecutive at-bat.
The third baseman, number 4, Kepler Peralta.
Now it'll be the third baseman, Kepler Peralta. Singled and scored in the first. Grounded out 4-1 in the second and flew out to left in the 5th. And that'll bounce to the plate for ball 1. Freeberg in 2015, his best season. 6-1, career high in wins, 1.66 ERA, and 33 2/3 innings. Allowed 28 hits, 11 runs, 8 of which were earned, walked 16, struck out 29. 2-0 the count to Peralta. As this is into left center field, Fritz is on the move, and it will drop between the left fielder and the shortstop for a base hit. So Peralta now 2 for 4, and that'll bring up Galenkowitz.
The left fielder, number 42, Mike Galenkowitz.
Galenkowitz 2 for 2, reached all 3 times. Walked and scored in the first, singled in the third, and a solo home run with 1 out in the 5th. That was the end of the night for Vesling. Freeberg delivers, and it's low, gets away from the catcher, and up to second goes Peralta on the wild pitch. 1-0 the count. Freeberg making his first, did not pitch in the postseason last year. In the postseason from 2014 to 2016, won all 4 games he played in 17 innings, allowed 17 hits, 6 runs, 4 of which were earned, walked 9, struck out 11 for a 1.65 ERA. And that'll be outside ball 2. So again, last time the Blue Sox lost game 1 of the ICL Championship Series was the last time they lost the series at all. 2014 of the Chiefs by the score that it's at which it stands right now, 6-0. Slow roller to second, fire on to first in time. 2 down and up to third goes Peralta. Galenkowitz retired for the first time.
The catcher, number 44, Dionis Quezada.
And here is Quezada, RBI single and a run the first, 6-4-3 double play in the third. Comebacker 2 Bangs in the 5th, which was Bangs' first batter. Bangs, by the way, an inning and 2/3, no walks, no hits, no runs, no strikeouts, and no walks. As Quezada comes up empty for strike 1. In the bottom of the 7th, the Blue Sox will have Meyer, Pete John, and Sowell due up, as Pete John is now in left field for Mike Corey. Freeberg delivers, and that is outside for ball 1. So we're at the hour 50-minute mark of this ballgame. Started at 7:53. It's now 9:43. Freeberg comes set. And the 1-1. Too far inside, and then it'll be ball 2. Freeberg did not face the Expos this year. Did not face the Expos last year in the regular season or the postseason. That's into left field for a base hit. In comes Peralta, and it is 7-0. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Leon Paulino, as Quezada picks up his 2nd RBI of the game. That'll be down in for ball 1. And the pinch hitter for the Expos.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting, number 18, E.J. Leone.
And E.J. Leone pinch hitting for Leon Paulino. With the count 1-0. The count after the called strike to Leone. Leone 1 for 3 with a strikeout in Game 1 of the series against the Chiefs. That was his only appearance in that series. 1-2 now the count after the called strike. In the regular season, Leone was a .304 hitter in 18 games. 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 9 RBIs with 11 walks. Also stole 2 bases. Against the Blue Sox, played in 4 games, comes up empty for strike 3, and was 1 for 8 with an RBI, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Expos up 7-0. This is the Interleague Championship Series on the Blue Sox Baseball Network.
For the Expos in the top of the 7th inning, they score 1 run on 2 hits. There were no Blue Sox errors. There was 1 runner left on base. Scheduled to bat for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Cam Meyer, Pete John, and Clay Sowell.
So it looks like Dan Shaw will be out to finish it off for his 2nd inning. And if the Blue Sox are going to somehow come back from this huge 7-run deficit with 3 outs to go.
Right, John's the biggest one inning comeback in ICL Finals history.
I do not know.
Feels like it.
Feels like it should be. Certainly in one inning, but we'll have to do some digging. But again, it was a 6-0 loss to the Chiefs in Game 1 8 years ago, and right now it's 7-0 Expos as the Blue Sox are down to their final 3 outs of Game 1. Last time the Blue Sox lost Game 1 of the championship series was the last time they lost the series and the first time it was played here at Morelli. So Meyer will lead off, and then he'll try to race his 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, both at the hands of Mendez. Went the first 5 and allowed no runs on 6 hits while striking out 11. Meyer, Pete John, and Clay Sowell do up here in the bottom of the 7th.
Leading off for the Blue Sox in the bottom of the 7th inning, the third baseman, number 14, Cam Meyer.
It's been Vesling, Bangs, and Freeberg for the Blue Sox. Mendez and Shaw for the Expos. First pitch to Meyer. Misses for ball 1. Up and in. Ball 2. A swing and a miss. A pitch on the outer edge, and it'll be 2-1. Shaw last year, as it'll be 3-1 in the regular season. I said made 1 appearance against the Blue Sox and took the loss. Last year, this year in the regular season, did not face him at all. And did not face Blue Sox in last year's championship series. Full count now to Meyer, and that'll be fouled off. The veteran Pete John is on deck. And a swing and a miss. Fouled it in the mid, actually. And that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. As Meyer wears the hat trick. And here is John.
The left fielder, number 33, Pete John.
Pete was 1 for 4 in 2 games of the American Series with a run scored and 3 strikeouts. And he'll take on the inside corner for strike 1. I was talking during a broadcast earlier in the season about how Morgan Brown told me Pete John was the fastest guy he'd ever seen play in the Intercity League. As that is up and away for ball 1. Pete John, you go back to his career numbers. I'll bring him up in a second. So that is on the outside corner for strike 2. Let's see if I can find it. As John smacks this one into right field for a base hit. John, in his career between 2006 and 2022, this excludes his numbers this year with the Blue Sox. And it looks like we have another pinch hitter, and it's going to be Eli Perez.
Your attention, please. Pinch hitting for Clay Sowell, number 36, Eli Perez.
Between 2006 and 2016, Pete, excluding his time with the Blue Sox, stole 159 bases in 176 attempts. Now, that is not all Intercity League play, but it includes the Yawkey League and the MABL, the MSBL as well. As the count will be 0-2 to Eli Perez, the pinch hitter. In 27 games in 2008 for the Testacorp Bombers, stole 28 bases in 30 attempts. And on top of that, hit 4 home runs. Like, I often think of Kyle Levine in his peak with the Watertown Reds as the fastest guy I've ever seen in the Intercity League, but Levine didn't combine the power with that too. As this is hit into left center field, going to stay in the yard, and it'll be caught by the center fielder Taveras. Perez is retired, and the Blue Sox down to their final out.
The extra hitter, number 42, Matt Chattel.
So Matt Chattel, try to keep a goose egg off the board for the Blue Sox. 1 for 2 with a single and strikeout. As that misses outside for ball 1. This is into center field. Taveras coming in, makes the catch on the run, and the Middlesex Expos do what no one has been able to do in 8 years, and that is defeat the Blue Sox in Game 1 of the Intercity League Championship Series, and they do it with a 7-0 shutout. Roland Mendez gets the win. He's also our player of the game. 5 innings, 6 hits, 11 strikeouts, aided by 4 runs in the top of the first inning, and solo shots along the way by Mike Galenkowitz and Jose Paulino. Jake Vessling takes the loss. He is 0-2 on the postseason, and the Expos take a 1-0 lead in the best of 5 Intercity League Championship Series.
No runs on 1 hit. There were no Expos errors and 1 runner left on base. Final score of game number 1 of this 2022 ICL Championship Series from Morelli Field. For the Middlesex Expos, 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 4 runners left on base. For the Lexington Blue Sox, no runs, 9 hits, 1 error, 7 runners left on base. Winning pitcher for the Middlesex Expos, Roland Mendez. His record now 1-0 this postseason. Jake Vessling takes the loss for the Blue Sox. His postseason record now 0-2. home runs in the game, both by the Expos. Jose Paulino hit his first of the postseason in the 4th inning with no one on base. Mike Golankowicz hit his first of the postseason in the 5th inning, again with no one on base. Final time of tonight's game was an even 2 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 of this best-of-5 ICL Championship Series will be back here at Morelli Field tomorrow night. The first pitch scheduled for 7:45. The latest information on this championship series, including complete game recaps, please go to InterCityLeagueBaseball.com. At this time, the players and coaches from both teams want to thank you for your support of the 2022 InterCity League Championship Series. Please drive safely. Good night, and we look forward to seeing you back here at Morelli tomorrow.
So the Blue Sox have been knocked down before. Knocked down plenty of times this regular season, in fact. And they have been knocked down first in the championship series in 8 years. Knocked down in game 1 of the semifinals this year. How will they respond tomorrow night? Tune in and find out. So thanks for watching this presentation of the InterCity League Championship Series here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. Once again, the final score from Morelli Field at Melrose High School, Melrose, Mass. is the Middlesex Expos 7 and the Lexington Blue Sox nothing. The Expos take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-5 InterCity League Championship Series. My name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 7:45, first pitch.